So I recently seen something pop up on my news feed, and it was Louis V, man, the LV. Came out with a new bag, new design bag. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Pharrell's behind this. I think Pharrell might be behind this. And this bag is $3,000, and it looks like a brown paper bag, little brown paper bag that you would take, put your lunch in, little lunch sack.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's $3,000. So that had me thinking about the question of, is luxury branding, is it worth it? Is luxury worth the branding? And I've seen some comments and some comments saying, hey, look, man, luxury is just there to take your money. They put luxury stuff in place just to keep poor people poor, make people want to shoot for something that they can't really afford and just keep people down.
Yeah.
I feel a couple ways about this, especially with that comment. It's a pessimistic statement.
Pessimistic point of view.
And like, is it somebody who couldn't afford it, or somebody who can afford it, but they see things from a different lens? So it's hard to go off a comment and say what kind of financial statuses or social status is this person living in for them to make that comment. And I see it a couple ways. Before I get into my view, I'm curious to know, what is your view?
For me, regarding the comment specifically, or in general, for luxury branding being worth it?
So give me your thoughts in general on luxury brand being worth it, and then give me something about the comment. Go into the comment a little bit, because I'm curious about both of them, honestly. Curious about your take.
So I personally don't. I think luxury branding is what it is, man. Like, I'm the type of person, I don't believe that you should go to anybody's place of business and complain about their prices. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not a fan of that. Like, Now don't get me wrong, when I complain about prices, it's inflation related. I don't like when everybody around me is raising the prices on me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I do understand that each company outside of an inflation economy, each company does have the right to raise their prices occasionally, because events and things will occur that causes them to have to actually raise their prices. You know what I mean? So people's prices are their prices. I don't have no problem with that. So the whole luxury thing, you go in and you decide if that value is worth it to you. And if it's not to you, you don't buy it. Like, it's not I don't know. I don't get it. Like, as far as people to have a complaint about it, it is what it is. Is some of it overpriced? Yeah. Some of it should not be priced in the luxury category. Yeah. But you just don't involve yourself with it if you decide that. But it's all a matter of perspective. It's a subjective point of view. What is luxury and what is not luxury? What's worth this amount of money and what's not? I think a lot of places, if you go look at a t-shirt, the company that sells it for $20 and the company that sells the t-shirt for $300, is their price point ain't far off from what they're producing it for. They producing it for roughly in the same ballpark. One company decides to charge you, for 3 times what it's worth, and then somebody else charges you however many times they choose to charge you and call it luxury.
So you can't get mad. You can't get mad because they're charging $300, $200 for this t-shirt. If that's not your thing, don't buy the t-shirt.
Go shop with them. Nobody puts a gun in your head and makes you buy this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So when they say that, this goes into the comment where he says luxury brands are there to make you go poor, make you go broke. No, they're not. They're here for them to get rich. If you go broke in the process, that's on you. They didn't put a gun in your head and make you go buy that.
That's a personal thing.
That's a personal issue.
I like that point.
If you can't
their price point.
If you don't have enough, in your head to be like, hey man, I'm who I am and I'm secure within who I am, and you're not allowing yourself to be influenced by outside point of views of what you're wearing or what you think you're supposed to be wearing, then that's the issue you got to fix within yourself. But the brand ain't the blame for that. You're the blame that you and your peers. You and your peers are to blame for it, for allowing y'all to make each other feel guilty about it, and then for you not to have enough nuts to stand on it on your own and be like, hey man, I don't care what y'all wearing, I'm wearing this. This is what makes sense for me. Like
So,
it goes into the whole idea of like, what are we, 8? Like, you know what I'm saying, on the playground, and you got to listen to what your friends tell you to do. Like,
yeah,
just do your own
you
thing.
grown
Like,
on your own. You a grown working individual. You know what kind of income you bringing in. You know you should know what you can afford. Now, those who pressure themselves to say, "Well, I have to have this because I see so and so have this, or so and so is doing that. I have to be there." Well, if that's the pressure you feel, then just get to a point to where you can be there. It's not necessarily if. So what I do, what luxury brands do for me, and I don't know if I'm cutting your point short, but what luxury
no,
brands
I'm
do
done.
for me, luxury brands make me want to step my level up to that level if I want to obtain a certain thing. I
Yeah,
like driving Mercedes, and I want an even better Mercedes at some point. So that Mercedes is not here to make me broke. Mercedes actually is driving me to increase my level of worth, income, monetary gain if I can.
yeah,
So it's not necessarily taken from me, but adding my value, upping my stock, in my opinion, because I
yeah,
want to obtain something. And then once I obtain a certain level of something, I want to be able to maintain it. And now once I maintain it, I want to step it up to another level to say I want to be able to afford that if I so choose to want it. Now there's a whole lot of luxury brands and things that are out there that I say that's not for me at this point where I'm at. Maybe down the line it might be for me, but there's certain things I can say that, hey, look, I like these certain things. This is my level of comfort, or this is my level of what I'm shooting for. I'm okay with that there. That's fine. But I do find value in luxury branding, but it's just how we mentally go about what we want to obtain. And are we
mhm,
leveraging or leveling out where it's beneficial for us versus being a detriment to us? Because we
yeah,
always talk about things that appreciate, things that depreciate, depreciative value of things and materialistic things. And I get that. But sometimes, sometimes it is worth having that luxury because that luxury branding, because that luxury branding comes with a certain level of quality.
yeah. And that's what you got to be able to determine. That's your opinion of whatever's has quality and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I can think a coat is a good quality coat and keeps me warm and does the job, and somebody else can say no, that's terrible quality. But it's all subjective. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to make your own opinions up for what you are into, and then you also have to have enough financial savviness to be able to say, hey, I can or can't afford this at this point in time. And then you make your decisions at that point. You live with it, but it's not on the brand the brands ain't done you wrong. They're not here to do you wrong. It's you on you. If you
Yeah.
can't decide what you can and can't afford, or what you're willing to spend money on, or what means something to you, or what's valuable to you, like you say, you can use it in a positive way to inspire you to go be a better version of yourself, to be able to go out and afford to purchase things that you want,
Mm-hmm.
or you can use it in a negative way and just go out and blow all your money that you can't and buy stuff you can't afford to do. But then at that point, you got some deeper rooted insecurities if you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't have no problem with being materialistic. I don't have no problem with materials and things like that. Look, man, for all I know, for all I know, we got one ride here and it's over.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong and another group of people got it right, but as far as we can prove, when you die, it's over. So enjoy your materialistic stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying to go be irresponsible. You
Right.
have to find a balance in all of that. Like, but enjoy your materialistic stuff if you
Yeah.
can
If if
afford to.
if
And if
if
you
if,
can't,
if you can
work
afford
to
to,
attain it.
if you can get there, yeah. If you can get there, if you can afford it, hey, by all means, shoot for it. Shoot for it. I want to
Yeah.
be on yachts. I want
Yeah.
the yacht life. You know, I want to live luxury. I want to be on the other side of the glass, looking at them like, hey, they
Yeah.
wish they was over here, and then get to that
Right.
level and look up and say, oh, hold up, there's another level I need to get to. Hold up, I ain't quite there yet, and then use that as some kind of inspiration to push me there. I enjoy the ride. I definitely enjoy the ride, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it does get frustrating. I do fall victim to that, so I can understand some people who get into this point of where they start hating on a certain level of people who have a certain thing, or they get mad when they see the Louis V bag that looks like a
A
paper
lunch
bag,
bag.
a lunch bag, and it's like, why are we doing this? And they hate it so bad that they start downing other people for the things they're able to obtain. You know, and I get it. I fall victim to it myself because I want a certain thing sometimes, and a lot of times I get impatient. That's just a humanistic part of our existence. But I'm
Right.
able to pull myself back from that and say, all right, if I want it, let me just keep working for it. I get it. Maybe the brown paper bag, even though I kind of thought it was dope, I don't like the price point on it. $3,000 for that kind of bag, but it's a dope concept. It actually looks pretty fly. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. And if you feel like it's worth 3,000, it's worth 3,000. If you don't feel like it's worth 3,000, don't spend 3,000 on something you don't think is worth 3,000 because of a label.
My 3,000 might be somebody else's 3,000. I guarantee you,
it's
Kevin
relative,
Hart's
right?
3,000 is not my 3,000.
Yeah, it's relative also. What is 3,000 to you? If $3,000 is some throwaway chump change and it feel like $3, go buy it. If 3,000 feel like this unattainable thing and you finally got it, don't you dare spend it on no bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's the problem, is where people get irresponsible with it, and they get irresponsible trying to prove something to someone else. And that's the biggest issue is our own lack of self value and our putting our value based on how other people see us versus how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do
like,
you want?
because at
So
the end
do
of
you
the
want
day,
to have
Louis
these red
Vuitton.
bottoms?
Well, think about it this way: Louis Vuitton is only great because somebody wore it and said this is great. Somebody great wore it, and then everybody wanted to be like the person they thought was great. You know what I mean? Like, but without that, it's nothing. Like, it's the person makes it. How they say, the man makes it, not the money don't make the man. Man make the money. You know what I mean? You have to look at it from that point of view. The clothes look good because I make it look good. Now somebody else want to wear it because I made it look good.
Yeah.
Not because.
And we can talk about Balenciaga and the shoes they got, when people were clowning people who were wearing Skechers and Asics, and now Balenciaga got shoes that look exactly like Asics and Skechers. But somebody say, hey, Balenciagas, these are dope. But these look exactly like Skechers and exactly like Asics. But it's cool.
You fell for the branding. You fell for the branding. You know, and that's cool. You know what I mean? But
is it more quality than a Skechers and Asics? I don't know. I never had a pair of Balenciagas, so I don't know if the quality is any better, if the material or the soles last longer, they don't scuff up as easy. It's probably the same type of material, probably made by the same manufacturers.
Yeah, they probably spent $20 extra on manufacturing them Balenciagas than they did them Asics. Maybe not even that much. The Asics was probably $3 and the Balenciagas was probably $8 to make. You know what I mean? Like, but you got to decide. You know what I'm saying? Just know this. Every time you go to the store, you're getting messed over. You're getting bent over and they putting some Vaseline on you and they putting it in slow. Every time you go to any store. When you can embrace that,
honestly, no matter what the price point is, because you're not getting it for the value that they manufactured it at. No matter what, even if it's Target or Walmart,
even if it's the Dollar Tree for $1.25, which is it used to be $1, but it's $1.25 now.
$1.25 now,
and they getting over on you for all them little products that you bought in there.
even though it's $1.25, they still getting over it, because guess what? There still has to be a profit margin. Like you said, these companies are in it to get rich. They're not in it worrying about me and thinking about my level of income or what I'm doing in life. They're there as a business to make money, just like I go to work every day to make money. It's that whole cycle of things. Now you just got to figure out, where do I peg myself? What area do I sit in to say, this is my level of comfort and I'm fine right here until I get here. I'm gonna exist right here and be good with it while I'm building to get to whatever level of living I want.
Yeah. Yep. And getting back into the whole thing of everybody's products is getting over on you. You go to the store. It's not their responsibility to look out and coddle you because they're trying to get rich. They sell you water. They're trying to get rich. They sell you water. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want you to think about that. Like, you know
put
what I'm
it
saying?
in a bottle, a cheap bottle at that.
Yes. And I'm going to sell
I'm gonna
you.
sell you
And
water.
sometimes I'm going to sell it to you for $10
It
sometimes. You
literally
know what I mean? Like,
falls
depending
out,
on,
it falls out the sky for free,
falls out the
depending
sky
on where
for
you
free.
live every day.
How much of the earth is covered in it? 70% of the earth is covered in it? 80? I don't know. It's a big number. It's
You
everywhere
can
and they
go get
sell
you
it to
some
you.
water, and guess what? I buy bottled water, lots
We
of it,
all buy it. I got lots
lots
of
of it,
bottled water.
cases.
Every week I'm buying bottled water, cases of it, and it comes right out my faucet and they charge me there. Why should I get double charged? But we all say, ooh, icky, the faucet water is dirty. Ew. In some cases, if you in Michigan, it is very dirty and you shouldn't drink it. I agree. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
in all the cities, you know what I
Depending on
mean?
where you
But
get it
I'm a
from. Yeah.
country boy and I grew up drinking it right out the faucet. How they always make the little joke about them.
Yeah. My
Like,
kids will not drink
I
out
was
the
one of
faucet.
those.
Like faucet water. Not drinking out the faucet. We ain't got no more water in the house. We ain't got no more water. There's some water in the faucet. What do you mean? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
you should never thirst to death as long as you got a sink. But, it's different times, man. And I guess education makes it that way. Once we you know better, you ain't supposed to drink it. The city water's messed up, blah, blah, blah. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if that's the case, boil your water. Boil it
Boil
and
your
drink
water.
it.
Yeah,
Boil it,
man.
drink it, and bottle it yourself.
There you go. And bottle it yourself and make some money. But in the meantime, you can't complain about nobody trying to get rich off of you, man. It ain't their fault. It ain't on them. It's on you. Clean your own habits up in life. And I guess the person in that comment, in all fairness, they're trying to teach people, what I mean? But
Which
that
is
ain't your
all
responsibility either.
in all fairness. In all fairness, but if you're gonna do that, you got to give the whole gamut of perspective. You can't just give
Yeah.
one perspective. You have to lay out the full perspective of everything instead of just making one hot comment that, in some instances, can be completely
There's some
right,
truth there.
depending on
Yeah,
how
there's some truth
people
there.
think and things that media is like really pushing to us because it is some kind of brainwashing going on, but you just gotta be tougher than that brainwashing. And then you got to
Yeah.
just figure out what's what. Now you have to discern what quality, what luxury, what branding is worth my money. So I guarantee you, when I
Yeah.
pulled up in that Maserati that day, and we looked at that branding, and we looked at the
Yeah.
quality, it's like,
Yeah, it was worth it.
yeah, I can see what the quality is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I value their focus of quality and why the price range is in this price range because the quality is
Yeah.
different. I go rent a
Yeah,
car
we
in some
talked
places,
about
I'm
that.
like, man, and I feel the dash. I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't it. I got to
Yeah.
get into something else because you feel the
Cheap
quality.
leather. You can tell the difference in the details and stuff like that. It's
details.
But you gotta assess it, and make your own choice on that.
Yeah. What do you find value in? What do you find value in?